I'm back. I am so sorry. I think I've been gone for a year now. Yeah, but it's for a very good reason, and let me just get into it. I don't even want to I don't want to even drag it on for a long time, because you can obviously see from the title. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. If you also have my number on WhatsApp, you've seen it. Yeah, so I am going to be a doctor. I got into a PhD program. Well, I actually got into 5 PhD programs, but I ultimately chose Johns Hopkins University, where I will pursue my PhD in chemical engineering. So I decided to do a PhD because I actually do enjoy research. I really love the research that I'm currently doing right now at MIT. And I hope to explore this further at Hopkins. So my research interests are kind of at the interface of engineering and medicine, and I'm very excited to learn more about that. So I got into, of course, Hopkins. I also got into the University of Pennsylvania. I got into Northwestern, Boston University, and also Vanderbilt. And I applied to a mix of chemical engineering, biomedical engineering. I think I applied to like 1 medical physics. I applied to 1 bioengineering. I also applied to 1 material science and 1 molecular engineering. So 15 programs in total. So a video about that will come later when I talk more in depth about what my application process was like. But let me tell you, this was probably the most tedious thing I have ever done. It took a lot out of me, and at the same time I was working, right? And so I didn't really I found it difficult to balance, you know, work and also preparing my applications. But I'm glad I did it, and 15 programs is actually a lot of programs. But I'm glad that I just pulled through and got everything out of the way, done, dusted, and never had to look back after that. And so I just wanted to share that with you. And also another reason I wanted to do a PhD was so I could do precisely what I'm doing right now, to demystify the PhD process, you know, even the process of getting a PhD. And I hope to share that with you guys on this channel. I'm really bad at posting. Like I'm not a huge social media person, and even with posting, as you can see, like I went off YouTube for a year. I'm terrible at posting, but this is a journey that I want to document as much as I can, because I know it's very important for people out there to have this information. This is information that not even I knew about, right? And so from my interactions with professors and also just the lessons I've learned, because I have learned a lot, which I'm very excited to share with you guys. But anyway, from the lessons I learned, I realized that there's some things that are not very obvious. You know, it's like you wouldn't know unless you asked specific questions or you talk to certain people. And that's kind of like what I want to do here on this channel, just talking about what it means to get a PhD, and you know what that process entails, the application process and all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, you know, this could be like a great resource to use. And also, if you are interested in, you know, graduate education or even undergraduate education in the US, I am available for questions if you want to chat more or anything like that. That's, you know, you can always reach out to me. I prefer you reach out to me via LinkedIn, and I will leave my LinkedIn details in the description box. So reach out to me there. Maybe even Instagram as well, but not so much because I'm rarely on Instagram, like I said. And of course, if you have my number, you know, WhatsApp is also an option. So yeah, those are the things I wanted to briefly talk about. And like I said, more details will be coming later. This is just, you know, what's it called? Like a pre-video, if you want to call it that. It's just like a pre-video to just talk about what to expect from this. I'm trying to I'm trying to get more out of my comfort zone, like maybe do vlogs. I don't know. I'm not a huge vlogging person, honestly. That, again, doesn't come naturally to me, so this is something that I'll try to do. Yeah, so maybe try to do more of that, and also just talk more about like graduate education, because the application process is very different from the undergrad, and I think I kind of like covered my bases on that. So I want to go more into if you're looking to get a graduate degree specifically in the US. Yeah, so that's that. And I just wanted to also just like talk about a few things that I think a lot of people, at least the few people I talked to, were kind of getting confused about. So no, I do not have a master's degree. I was not in a master's program. I did not take the GRE. My PhD acceptance is straight from a bachelor's degree. And I know that's something that's very different, especially when you're outside the US. I think in the US it's kind of common to just go from your bachelor's to do your PhD, whereas different places, first you need to get a master's degree and then you get a PhD. And it might be true for some programs also in the US. I'm more into, I know STEM is very common to just go from like a bachelor's to a PhD, and I know that's something that I had to explain to a lot of people, but no, you don't need a master's degree to get a PhD degree. I will talk about the important factors again in a later video, but I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, and also I think the most important is that the PhD is fully funded. They give you health insurance, they pay for your tuition, and then on top of that they give you a stipend that you can then use for your day-to-day expenses, like paying for rent, paying for food, and all that stuff. So it's a great program, and I'm very happy to be part of this, to have to experience this. The program duration on average is 5 years. You can always do it in less than 5 or more than 5. I think they guarantee, Hopkins specifically guarantees funding for up to 9 years if, you know, different circumstances dictate it otherwise. So yeah, that's all I will say for now, and stay tuned for the next video where I will go more into detail about what I did, you know, what your timeline is, and if you are interested in going through what I went through or taking the path that I did, definitely reach out to me. And again, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a video and you can be up to date with the things that I post. Yeah, so that's it for now, I guess. Yeah, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.